Hey guys, just got back from the theater from seeing The Heat. This week was basically a toss up of what the hell I was going to go see. Both movies that came out this week, I really wasn't caring for. With those movies being The Heat and White House Down, I really didn't care either way which one I was going to go see. To the point, yesterday, early yesterday, I still didn't know what the hell I was going to see. I was kind of going off what the critics were saying, and I figured whatever movie was getting a better rating on Rotten Tomatoes, that was a movie I was going to be going to see. And funny enough, early Thursday, The Heat was getting the worst score on Rotten Tomatoes with 30%, while White House Down was getting 40%. And I figured at that point I was going to end up going to see White House Down. But unfortunately, weirdly enough, I decided to go on Rotten Tomatoes later that night to check again. And weirdly enough, The Heat was getting a 70% this time. And it went from a 30% to a 70%. That was weird. I didn't expect that. Like that was a really drastic change in numbers. I think it was because more reviews started coming in, and more of them were were better than the first few. With The Heat going in, it wasn't that the movie looked terrible. Because let's face the facts, it had a lot of good things going about it. It was being directed by Paul Feig, who made Bridesmaids, which I really liked. Really liked. He's also directed a lot of episodes of The Office, and I thought in the episodes he directed of The Office, he was really good at. Those episodes were really funny. I like Sandra Bullock. I think she's a very good actress, and she can be funny when she needs to be. And Melissa McCarthy, at the same time, her best role has been Bridesmaids. I haven't been too impressed by her other movies after Bridesmaids, especially like The Identity Thief. And I'm still the jury's kind of out. The jury for me is still out on her going into this movie. So I mean, I kind of was I was trying to keep an open mind, but the problem is that over the past, I've gotten this trailer all the way back when I first saw This Is 40, and that was in December. So for the past 6 months, I've gotten this trailer nonstop. Almost every movie I've went and saw for the past 6 months had this trailer in front of it, and that's annoying. That is really annoying. I was just waiting for this movie to come out so I didn't have to see this trailer again. And I was almost expecting the trailer to be in front of the actual movie, but thank God that didn't happen. Actually, that would have been kind of funny. So, yeah, like I said, it was just more I was annoyed by this movie than actually thinking this was going to suck. So, coming out, what do I think of it? It was an okay comedy. Melissa, I thought the best part of the movie was Melissa McCarthy. I thought she had the biggest laughs in the movie. I thought she had the best lines in the movie. She made me laugh a lot, especially in the last half. She plays a tough as nails cop. It just basically beats the crap out of people, and it has no. She has no pity for anybody almost. She had some pretty good lines, and even in the first half, which I'll talk about, she was probably the better part. My issue, although while I liked Melissa McCarthy, and I thought this was her best role since Bridesmaids, in my opinion. While I liked Melissa McCarthy, at the same time, I didn't care for Sandra Bullock. And that's kind of a shame because I like Sandra Bullock as an actress. And like I said, she can be funny, or a funny actress. She can be very funny in comedies too. The main reason why I didn't like her in this was that she basically played the exact same role she's played in numerous times Uh, mainly being the main movie being Miss Congeniality. She basically plays the exact same role. She's this uptight cop, FBI agent who nobody likes because she is way smarter than they are, and she's an outcast basically, and she's just awkward and everything else. And I mean, it's basically a role that she's been playing her whole career in comedies, and it kind of is getting old, really old. Um, Good example. I thought Melissa McCarthy's role in this was a lot different than the role she played in uh, Bridesmaids, whatever the hell you call it. But at the same time, Sandra Bullock is basically playing the exact same role she's been playing since Miss Congeniality, and it doesn't help. When I first saw the trailer, I thought this movie looked basically like Miss Congeniality 3, but instead with Melissa McCarthy in it, and it, like I said, it don't help that she's basically playing the exact same role, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of comparisons to those two movies in the next. Or I haven't read any reviews, but I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of comparisons to those characters in those movies. These movies. Also, I thought this movie, oh yeah, was kind of hard to sit through for the first half of it. I really a lot of the jokes really just did not click whatsoever in the first half. Maybe the funniest parts were lines from Melissa McCarthy, but that was it. Because mainly it did focus a lot on Sandra Bullock's character in the first half, in the first 30 minutes, and because of that, it just really, the jokes were stupid, and even some of the jokes that Melissa McCarthy did in the first half weren't very good. But as the movie went along, and I was starting to lose faith in this movie, it got better. The jokes got better. I particularly liked the joke about the albino DEA agent that Melissa McCarthy just kept really just ripping into this poor guy who's albino, just unfortunately albino. It was really, it was actually kind of mean, but it's kind of fits her character. It has also some good supporting roles. This movie does. Marlon Wayans is in this, and he's not his typical Marlon Wayans character. He actually tones his character, the way he acts a lot. Tones down his goofy characters, and he's not playing his normal self, and they usually does in movies. I thought he was fine in this. He's kind of like a love interest for Sandra Bullock. I thought that was really weird. And that's not a racist thing. It was just really freaking weird. It kind of came out of nowhere. They really don't have much chemistry, really. But they don't get together at the end of the movie, so that was kind of good. Michael Rappaport's in this as Melissa McCarthy's brother. He's good. I like Michael Rappaport. Damn, I think I forget somebody else. Also, you get like people from The Office show up, like Gabe makes a cameo as a EMT, and he had a funny line in that. And David Wallace from The Office. I think the real guy's name's Andy Buckley. Can't remember his name. God dang it. He was funny as Melissa McCarthy's like ex-boyfriend or something like that, or somebody that she had like one night stand with. And those are two guys I was like, I'm kind of glad to see them get a role in a movie. I know a lot of people didn't like the character Gabe, but I kind of did. Man, I'm trying to think. This movie, that's the problem with this movie, is like there's not much to talk about. This might be a really short review after doing reviews of movies that I have had reviews the last couple of weeks that have been 30 minutes long, so this might be a really short review. Yeah, I guess I would say with this movie, it's a good sit. If you want to see a good comedy out there, I'd probably say go see This Is the End first. If you already seen This Is the End, yeah, this is a good, decent enough comedy. Maybe wait till it comes like a dollar movie theater or whatever. I would probably say it's not. I mean, like I said, it's not a bad movie. It just felt like the first half just was nothing clicked, and it was just really just awkward comedy, and it didn't work at all. Like I said, I felt like mainly that was because the first half hour spent more time on Sandra Bullock, and when Melissa McCarthy showed up, she had some funny lines in the first half hour, but that was about it. But even then, the comedy still didn't work in the first half hour. But if you get for the first half hour, it gets better. I'll at least say that. Trailers, I guess I could talk about trailers real quick. Because I did get a lot of new trailers. I got this one called the To-Do List. It's with Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Recreation. It's basically she plays a teenager, wants to lose her virginity to some guy, a hippie guy or something. It's really weird. I like Aubrey Plaza. Not a huge fan of hers, but I'm not in love with her as a lot of people are. But I think she's funny. From what I've seen her, I liked her in Parks and Recreation, and I've liked her in Funny People. Yeah, I think she's not a bad comedian. It's kind of cool that she's getting her own starring vehicle. I have never seen Safety Not Guaranteed. I've heard a lot of good things. It's never got around to watching it, but maybe I will eventually. What else did I get? I got a new trailer for The Conjuring, which was kind of a weird trailer put in front of a comedy. It's the new James Wan film. James Wan was the guy who made Saw and Insidious, and it's basically a haunted house movie set in the 70s. And this trailer was a lot different because they're interviewing like supposedly the real people that this movie's based off of, like during the trailer, and showing like clips of what they said happened, and while also splicing in scenes from the movie. And it was actually kind of interesting. I don't know how much of this is based off a true story. I kind of call bullshit on some of it. I don't know whether those were actors or those were really the real people. I almost want to say they're actors, but maybe they are the real people. I don't know. The movie's based off of. I guess this is based off a true story, but I still kind of call bullshit on some of this. If you saw my trailer review a couple months ago, I think it was Evil Dead. No, it was Last Exorcism Part 2. It was the scene where the movie where the guy, the clap on, clap off guy. Basically, the scariest part of the trailer was supposed to be a guy who's like a ghost that was clapping. It's really stupid. But the more I see trailers for this movie, the more it looks better. It looks good. I got a trailer for something called The Family with Robert De Niro, Michelle Pfeiffer. Robert De Niro is a ex-mob guy who ends up going to him and his family end up going in witness protection to obviously protect his family from the mob. And it looked pretty good. It looked like Robert De Niro was going back to what he usually like, playing a role that he used being. If this makes sense, being back can't talk today. Sorry. Robert De Niro is basically going back to roles that made him famous. I'm kind of glad to see that. I like Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't see her in anything anymore. The last time I saw her in a movie was Dark Shadows, and she was actually really good in that, but the movie wasn't very good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's being directed by Luc Besson, producer of the Taken movies. He's done a lot of movies, and unfortunately, usually his movies end up being PG-13. They end up always being cut down to PG-13 films. I'm hoping this one's rated R. This could be a really good rated R movie, and plus it's being produced by Martin Scorsese, so that's kind of a plus. Also, that's definitely a plus. Got the Anchorman trailer too. Anchorman 2 trailer. I don't care for Anchorman. Never liked the first one. I really don't care for this one. End of story. But anyways, that's the only trailers I can think of right now off the top of my head. There was some time travel love comedy, love story comedy, from the director of Love Actually. I forget what the hell it's About Time or something like that. I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyways, yeah, go see Heat. It's a decent comedy. I wasn't mad after I watched it. I would have been more mad if the movie would have been as bad as the first half hour was. If it would have, but I walked away going, that was all right. That was pretty good. As long as you get for the first half hour, you'll be all right. I'll be back Wednesday with Despicable Me 2. I'm kind of glad that's coming out on Wednesday because I probably wouldn't be able to see that because I'm really, and that would have sucked because I'm really looking forward to Despicable Me 2. I love Despicable Me 1, and I'm looking forward to Despicable Me 2. So I'll be back on Wednesday with that, and I'll see you guys later.